Hello friends, welcome to agriculture video series. This video is about green super rice and I am Miss Varsha Gaitonde. Several challenges need to be met for sustainable rice production, like increasingly severe occurrence of insect and disease, high pressure of yield increase and overuse of fertilizer. Over-fertilization not only reduce the economic return but places heavy economic burden on the farmers, and it has also resulted in widespread water eutrophication. Water storage and frequent occurrence of drought, extensive cultivation in marginal lands, quality issues, nutrition. क्वांटिटी बढ़ाया गया है ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन से, बट बिकॉज ऑफ द एक्सेस यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ फर्टिलाइजर्स एंड अदर related inputs, the yield is good but the quality is really poor. Because of that, many of the malnutritional issues are reported in India. To address all these issues, we need something new. Even though the semi-dwarf rice and hybrid rice revolutionized Indian and world market, but they need high input and many other problems. But green super rice is the one which may address these multiple problems. So let us begin. What is green super rice? It is super rice because it is predicted to increase rice yield up to 25 to 50%. The varieties are a mix of more than 500 promising rice varieties and hybrids that consisted novel traits. At the first time in nearly 30 years that researchers have raised the ceiling on yields of rice, the grain that feeds half of the world's population. Green super rice varieties are climate smart and can help farmers to protect the environment and themselves. Unlike present-day rice plants, the new variety produces seed heads on every shoot. The plants do not waste energy on unproductive shoots. आपने देखा होगा या सुना होगा, कई दिन पहले इर्री ने C4 राइस बनाने का अप्रोच शुरू किया था, एंड अलॉन्ग विद दैट अगर एक राइस प्लांट लेंगे, मैनी टिलर्स होते हैं एंड यू मे फाइंड मैनी अनप्रोडक्टिव टिलर्स ऑल्सो. बट इन केस ऑफ ग्रीन सुपर राइस, एवरी टिलर और एवरी शूट इज प्रोडक्टिव. Plants also pack more than 200 rice grains into each seed head, compared with the average of around 100 heads in the present day rice. Addition, the new architecture makes the rice plants more compact, allowing farmers to plant them more densely. Green super rice is popularly known as grain of truth. Entered Asian market recently, that means during 2017-18. This is a painstaking effort of scientists over 2 decades, which congregates conventional, molecular and advanced breeding approaches in order to incorporate the novel traits and genes responsible for that into allied cultivars. मतलब बहुत सारे अप्रोचेस यूज़ करके, बहुत सारे अलीलिक सोर्सेस से अलील्स लेके एक जगह में इकट्ठा करना और incorporating into a allied cultivar. It's a common answer to multiple stress, nutrient, yield traits related to rice, with popular techniques like marker-assisted selection, candidate gene approach, whole genome sequencing in order to get rare alleles associated with a specific trait. For example, अगर हम drought की बात करें, that is governed by quantitative genes. अगर हम कोई डिसीज़ की बात करें, then it may be qualitative or quantitative, but majority of the disease genes are governed by qualitative traits. Likewise, for multiple traits, a common approach is followed, that is nothing but green super rice. Here, transformation and transgenic techniques partially utilized. India need to adopt it in the near future to solve at least few food related issues. ये इसमें ट्रांसजेनिक अप्रोच यूज़ किया है इंडिया ने, इसलिए काफ़ी हद तक इसको अडॉप्ट नहीं किया है. बट wherever the transgenic approach is not used, many of the cultivars are there in the Indian market. On February 2017, green super rice line, commonly known as GSR 8, has been approved as a new variety that is registered in the name of RC480 and is now available for commercial use in Philippines and other countries. The goal of green super rice can be achieved as a 2-stage process. In the first stage, which has been partly realized, allied carrying single genes of interest are developed and thoroughly evaluated, which by themselves are useful for varietal release. In the second stage, genes introduced into these lines will be combined in various ways to develop the cultivar with desired traits for green super rice. Utilizing these cultivars will result in increased rice productivity with much reduced inputs to ensure a greater sustainability of rice production and agriculture in general. In this regard, it may be more advantageous to be bred for hybrids than conventional pure line cultivars because it may take less effort to have two complementary sets of genes in two parental lines than stacking all the genes in a single genetic background. It should also be noted that new challenge will emerge with the global climate change. Presently, not much research has been conducted to address this issue. A large effort will be required to understand the possible impact of climate change on rice genomic or genetic improvement, which will then be translated as a new target trait for green super rice. This is the flow chart how the green super rice is developed. First, the genes from gene pool. Our major target is to focus on the gene pool. Then genes from non-rice sources, like it may be related to any family or genera. Then genes based on functional genomics, the sequencing of the rice genome and their wild relatives. Traits to be improved or resistant to biotic nutritional efficiency, quality and yield are focused on here. Then transgenics, marker assisted selection, traditional breeding approaches are combinedly utilized in order to make a light cultivar, and that after a series of trials and multilocational testing it will yield a green super rice, and that was the success story how the green super rice was developed. Coming to the different varieties developed through this approach, GSR 5A having traits like low input, saline, drought, submergence tolerance, aromatic, having maturity days of 115. Then GSR 8 with low input, saline, drought, submergence tolerance. It is registered as RC 480. Maturity days is 105. Then GSR 12A, that is drought, saline tolerant, aromatic, maturity days 115. GSR 1 having low input, saline, drought tolerant with 110 maturity days. Then GSR 11 having drought, saline tolerant, cool, elevated, having maturity days 110 or 110 days. In Telangana state, ZGY1 is a green super rice strain. Now it is performing nicely and adapted to somewhat more area. Green super rice, which does not involve genetic modification, has already had a dramatic effect on crop yield and is expected to help to combat world hunger. Experts estimate that 20 million hectares of the crop will be under cultivation in the next 10 to 12 years. Painstaking research involving traditional crossbreeding techniques result in environmentally friendly and beautiful crop yield. If it enters the Indian agriculture system, it may combat the food crisis to a greater extent and would help to keep the rice prices stable in a long run. Green super rice already entered Asian market. There is a further need to repeated multi-location trials in order to promote the local adaptation. As India is against the consumable transgenic plants, there is an option to exclude such lines where only insect resistance is focused with transgenic approach. Thank you. I hope you liked this video, and if you liked, please do not forget to subscribe my channel. Thanks once again.